Hey, we're live. I'm so excited that we're live. I'm really glad to be here. Happy Thursday, happy journey, happy life, happy day. I'm really grateful to be here today and to share with you. Today is August 8th. 8-8. That is a big day. Leo is in the house. Leo in the house of Leo. What do you know about that? Super amazing that we have this opportunity to take a moment and see the meaning of what today is. Today is the day of Leo. Excuse me. I got something in my throat. Today is the day of Leo. And this means the three key aspects of today are transformation, growth, and evolution. Those are the three aspects of today that we're going to talk about, because that's what is in the ethers today. That's what's in the astrological formation. That is what's in consciousness today. And that is what we want to talk about, because we're all about evolution, growth, and transformation, right? That's what we're here to do. So I wanted to talk about those things and really share with you what's been going on here at Rythmia. Guess what? I'm at Rythmia. Wow. What a beautiful place. What a beautiful life. What a beautiful journey. Hey, Amanda. So glad everybody's joining us. Thank you so much for being here for our weekly chat. Rythmia is on fire this week. We have a beautiful group here. So much transformation, so much growth, so much evolution, speaking to people that are here and what they're going through, what they are experiencing. I spoke with a lady this morning who came last year and didn't drink the medicine. She came to support her sister. And she saw so much transformation that she came back this year to drink. And so she was doing it for the first time. And she is thrilled at what is transpiring for her. And what she has shared with me was that she released some things that she didn't even know she was holding on to, some past trauma. She saw her children, she saw her father, and was able to reunite with them. And then she saw them leave and felt sad. They turned into a butterfly and went off, and she felt sad. Hey, Meg. And then the butterfly came back and carried her with them. I was talking to people yesterday who are healing. This one woman said she had not been in touch with her inner child, and she had 3 different versions of herself sitting in consultation with her during ceremony. And then they all entered her, and she is whole. I mean, you can see it in their eyes. You can see it on their face. They physically change. One lady was sharing with me that she had for 20 years a knot in her left side, and that it was painful, but that she released that, and now she said, my muscles and my bones physically moved. This is what's going on here. I have a question here from Amanda. Question about the medicine. I know how beautiful the transformations can be, but how do you release your fear of drinking it before you do? Well, that's a great question. So here's what we do with fear, right? The first thing, if this is something, if you're afraid of something and you don't want to do it, then don't do it, right? Like I was talking to Reverend Michael about this, and he said, I'm not a big fan of jumping out of a plane just to prove that I can do something, right? Like if you want to jump out of a plane and you have some fear about it, then we can work through it. But don't just jump out of a plane to prove something, right? Because we're fearless in all sorts of aspects of our lives, right? I might not be so great on height, jumping out of planes or crawling on, the face of a cliff, but I'm pretty adventurous in other ways in my life. Like I moved to Costa Rica. That's pretty adventurous. I got adventure in other ways. I'm overcoming challenges in other ways. It doesn't have to be walking over a bed of coals. But if you want to do something, like I really am called to drink the medicine, but I have a fear about it. The first thing we do is turn that fear into excitement, right? Because fear is just an aspect of excitement, right? You're excited about something. So we're reframing it. Okay, that feeling in my stomach, that feeling of uncertainty, that feeling is excitement, right? Because it's an adventure and I have a heightened state of awareness. And then we move from excitement to enthusiasm. This is, I really have to give credit. I had this very conversation with Reverend Michael about my fear of, I have a great desire to sail and I want to surf, right? Because I'm in Costa Rica. But I also recently got caught in a riptide when I was here, and it scared the shit out of me. And when I got back to the shore, I was so tired and scared, right? So I said to him, Rev, I really want to sail and I really want to learn how to surf, but now I have this fear. And this is what he said. You move from fear, if it's something you want to do, right? I want to surf. Then move from fear to excitement. But excitement isn't enough. Excitement that's a transmutation of fear into excitement. But then we have to move from excitement into enthusiasm. And enthusiasm, the etymological root of enthusiasm is entheos, meaning with God. So when we're enthusiastic, we have a divine influx. We have the Spirit is moving through us, right? And so now we're with God. Now we're changing that fear to I'm one with the source of all of life. And this is something I want to do. And now I'm reframing what I used to be afraid of and turning it into excitement and then turning it into enthusiasm, one with God. If my fear isn't facing me, and I'm not facing fear. Fear is facing the power of the divine that's got my back. Fear is facing all the power, all the love, all the intelligence, all the beauty, all the excellence, all the creativity, all the joy, all the peace, all the security. Everything we need is facing us. And we got entheos on our side. That's how we get to be enthusiastic. And then Gord came up with a great comment. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're in good hands with the medicine. Yes. Trust, right? That's another thing that we can do. Beautiful, Gord. Thank you. So we can also ask Mother to show us how to trust. Show me how to trust. But really, the important thing is to not bypass the way we're feeling. That's the important thing. Because when we bypass what we're feeling, we're suppressing it. Right? So the important thing is to be with it and transmute it. How do we transmute it? If it's saying I'm in good hands with the medicine, beautiful. If it's saying I'm changing fear to excitement and excitement to enthusiasm, great. Whatever works for you to change that channel, but deal with it, be with it, because that fear is super important. Hey, Gina Jones, great to see you here. Thank you for joining. So that's the first piece. Is transforming fear into excitement and excitement into enthusiasm as we deal with those things that are confronting us. If it's something we really want. Now today being 8/8, the day of Leo in the house, and the key aspects of this day are transformation, growth, and evolution. So let's go to definition, right? Let's define the topic. The first topic is transformation. And if you look, the etymological basis of trans is to go beyond the current formation. Trans is to move beyond formation, going beyond the current formation. The dictionary says transformation is a dramatic and thorough change in form or appearance. Okay, a change in form or appearance. So I think of that as the best example that nature can provide is the chrysalis. Right? The butterfly transforming from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And this is such a perfect example for transformation because we must, if we were watching this happen and we could see the chrysalis moving around and the butterfly struggling in the chrysalis, and we said, you know what, I'm going to give Mother Nature a little hand and cut that chrysalis open so the butterfly can get out, we wouldn't be doing it any favors because the butterfly needs that struggle in order to build the strength in its wings. So once it emerges from the chrysalis, it can move under its own power. So we must trust in the process. It's another great thing referring to what Gord was saying to Amanda is, we've got to trust in the process. We got to put our trust in faith in what is being laid out before us. And in this way, we know that there is a natural intelligence, a divine wisdom that is in, through, and as everything. all the intelligence, all the wisdom, all of the power is in one source that is expressing itself in, through, and as everything. And so transformation is important. This example of the chrysalis is important because we can't know better than nature, right? Nature is our teacher. I'm nature. Nature is me. Human nature is nature. So I'm one with the very source of life, and I can't go against it. It can't contradict itself, because if it contradicted itself, it would be separate from itself. And the one thing we know about source is it is perfect, whole, and complete, with nothing to be added and nothing to be taken away. Perfect, whole, and complete. So then I know that whatever's happening in my life, whether it's fear, whether it's a struggle, that each of those aspects are actually the very fuel that's necessary for me to advance to the next stage of my life. We're going to talk about that when we talk about evolution. This is a very, I'm sorry, when we talk about growth. I was looking at my notes, sorry. We're going to talk about how the obstacle is the fuel for our next stage of growth when we get to that point. However, in transformation, we must see ourselves. Whoa, there's a lot of comments going back and forth, and I've been missing them. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Brian. Debbie's in the house. So great to see you. Kathy, butterfly synchronicities for the past 2 weeks. Oh my God, the butterflies are crazy here. There's some butterflies with orange and white and black, like a black all around with an orange dot and 2 white lines. They're beautiful, and these little yellow butterflies, and all the flowers. It's the rainy season, so the flowers are like, hello. Amazing transformation, right? Going beyond your current formation, the dramatic and thorough change from in form or appearance. This is what the flowers do. We can see in nature everywhere the process of transformation. And guess what? To go beyond your current formation, to have a dramatic and thorough change in your form and appearance, you can't do what you've always done, right? By necessity, by definition, it's unconventional. If you're going to have a thorough change in appearance or form, if you're going to go beyond your current formation, then you must do something outside of the norm. You can't do what you've always done. You can't use the same thinking that got you to this point to get you to the next point. That is the process of transformation, is being unconventional. Being unconventional. We have to, as Reverend Michael says, see the invisible, hear the inaudible, and do the impossible. That is the process of transformation, right? So, and we must, I like what surrender. There's some comments going on back and forth here about surrender. And surrender is definitely the key to allowing this process to take place naturally. Trust in the process, and the correct course of action will reveal itself. Best advice I ever heard. Let me repeat that one more time. Trust in the process, and the correct course of action will reveal itself. And the principle behind that is, if there's one activity, and that is the activity of the divine, there can't be more than one power, can't be more than one source, one power, one life, one intelligence, one activity. The presence is everywhere present. It is perfect, and it is an activity. It's an action. Therefore, the process that we are going through is the perfect activity of the divine expressing in, through, and as us right now. We need surrender to that. We need just step into that realization. Now, the next topic that we had in this day of Leo 8-8 is growth. Growth. The dictionary defines growth. Here's some synonyms: increasing, expansion, development, advancement, proliferation. Ooh, it's getting bigger, baby. That's what I'm talking about, getting bigger. And so here we see in transformation, there is a dramatic movement beyond our current form, and a dramatic and thorough expansion of growth and appearance, right? This is growth. Now we're moving from transformation to growth. And I want to talk to you about one of my favorite examples, because so many times, especially in the spiritual community, we have a tendency to feel like let me talk about myself. for many years, I felt a great activation occurring. I had been studying and meditating and praying and serving and working in community and all of these things. And I felt totally different, but ostensibly the appearances of my life were the same. I had the same job, which I was trying to get out of, and I was doing the same things. I lived in the same place, and I didn't see any way to get out of it. And so what do? We rely on our logical mind in that situation. And so, I started doing things like studying to be a practitioner and taking classes and getting a license so I could be a therapist and doing all of those things. And then once I got the license, during that time, I felt this great activation, but nothing changed, and I couldn't see a way out of it. I couldn't see a way out of my 9-to-5 sales job, right? And then, so then it came time. I got my license. All right, what are you going to do? Logical mind says, I'm going to get an office and start seeing clients, and I have to charge this much an hour, and I have to get this many clients a week in order to make my bills and do all that stuff, right? That's the logical mind. Here's the thing. The universe does not need your logical mind. The universe is an intuitive genie, just a gift waiting to be used. And once that intuition comes through, then you use your logical mind. But don't put the logical mind in charge, because you can figure out a pro and con list 6 ways to Tuesday, and it never gets me anywhere. But if I rely on my intuition first, and then have my logical mind in service to my divine intuition, bam, that's powerful. That's powerful stuff. So here's the deal. Here's what I want to tell you about growth. Growth. When I was a vegan for a long time, and no longer vegan, but that's okay. I was a vegan for a long time, and I went to the farmer's market to buy some sprouted seeds and nuts. This is getting to the topic of growth. Buy some sprouted seeds and nuts. And I'm just looking at some of the comments here. Great. Oh, yes, beautiful. Love all of you. I'm so glad you guys are talking and helping each other. That's beautiful. We got a community going here. Awesome. Okay, so I went to the farmer's market to buy some sprouted seeds and nuts, because I heard that sprouted seeds and nuts are higher in nutrition, higher in protein, and easier to digest if you're vegan. Great. So I go to the farmer's market in Santa Monica, and I find sprouted seeds and nuts. They look just like regular seeds. I expected them to be sprouts, right? No, they just look like regular seeds and regular nuts. I asked there was a kid behind the counter. I said, are these sprouted? They look normal. He goes, I don't know. My dad asked me to watch the store. So I went home. What did I do? I looked up, just like always, the definition. The definition. I'm looking at the comments. So the definition of germination is the movement of any organism from smaller being to greater existence. Wow, that sounds really metaphysical to me. So then I went, all right, well, so germination. And I started looking, and then it talked about a seed. So the seed has a shell. The seed has a shell, a seed casing, which protects. It's a protective coating over the seed. And it's also the protein that is required for the seed to evolve, right? Once there's an activation, because inside the seed is a latent biological mechanism waiting to be activated. It's waiting for the right time, the right conditions, the right soil temperature, the right light, the right moisture, the right season, the right nutrients. When everything is in place, there's an activation that occurs within the seed. I'm going over here. No, come back over here. So here's the seed. This is the coating. Inside is a latent metabolic machinery. Come over here. There we go. It's reverse, okay? Anyway. How about this side? All right. Hello. How are you? Okay. So here's the seed, and it's got the coating and the latent metabolic machinery. Now there's an activation that occurs. Now inside, there's a tremendous activation, and this metabolic machinery begins to eat away at the protective coating. It eats away at the fuel that's in there. Dig that. I'm going to get back to that point. But nothing changes on the outside of the seed. Okay, the plumule, which is the sprout that comes up, has not emerged, and the taproot, which is the anchoring root, has not emerged. But there's a tremendous activation inside, but the seed looks the same. That's why when I went to the farmer's market and the guy said, these are sprouted and they didn't look like sprouts, it's because the activation had occurred, but the plumule or the taproot had not emerged. Now, get this, isn't that like us? Isn't that like the day of Leo today, growth? Because we're like that seed. We go through a transformational program like Rythmia. We have an amazing event in our lives. We go through some struggle, some turmoil, like the caterpillar in the chrysalis must go through the struggle in order to emerge stronger for the next stage of evolution. Everything is by design. And as Rumi says, the wound is the place where the light can enter. We can't grow unless we have a little bit of struggle. Our growth doesn't come, the growth doesn't come in our times of everything's cool and I'm just in flow. Those are great moments, but the growth doesn't come there. The growth comes in our time of forgetting and in our hero's journey when we have to overcome obstacles. The obstacle is the way, and the seed, nature is proving it to us. For the seed has that protective coating that has the protein, which is the very fuel for the next stage of evolution. So that activation occurs, nothing on the outside changes, and it begins eating away at the structure on the outside. Well, isn't that like us? That we have some tremendous activation that occurs when we go to a transformational retreat like Rythmia or any other transformational event, and something's activated, but then we go back to our lives and everything seems the same people, same job, same car, same house, but a tremendous activation has occurred. Now we're eating away at the protective coatings of our egoic structure that were the things that protected us up to this point that no longer serve us. And those struggles, the chrysalis that we have to get through, is the very thing that's going to fuel our catapulting us to the next stage of our greater yet to be, the next stage of our growth and development. Wow, isn't nature amazing? Isn't it cool that everything is already handled for us? We simply need to step into the process and let the process carry us. How beautiful is that? And then, hey, Kimberly, Hutchinson, Randy, Kristen, great to see everybody. Thank you. And then I'm letting you all talk on there because I'm going to get through this point. And I'm so glad that you all are helping each other. I love it. I love it. I love it. And finally, Day of Leo, we're talking about evolution, right? Evolution is gradual development from the simple to the complex. So this is the day. This is the day the Lord has made. That sounds religious, but Lord simply means law. And we live in a lawful universe. And the lawful universe is constantly providing for us. And it works the same for everybody. It's law. Just like the mirror is a law. You stand in front of the mirror, it's going to reflect back to you exactly what you put into it. You do not have to cajole it, convince it, persuade it, pray to it, anything. It's just the law. Buoyancy works. I don't care if you're a crook or a saint. And trust and believe that every sinner has a saint looking to emerge, and every saint has a sinner in his past. So don't worry about which one you think you are, because it's all good. God's eyes are too pure to perceive inequity. So or evolution rather. Evolution is gradual development from the simple to the complex. This folds right into our topic of growth, right? Our growth is increasing in expansion. Growth is that rhythm of life that we see everywhere in a seed that has to go through the process of eating away at the structure that once served it that no longer does, but that very structure provides the fuel for the growth to its next stage. And now we can see that the growth and the evolution that we experience through growth is that movement, a gradual movement. So we've got to be patient. We got to have some patience with this, right? And this is what I know for certain, is that as we move into a place where we can be patient and allow the process. So many times in ceremony, people get frustrated, right? Well, the question is, in all this conversation that's going on over here about whether you're going to purge and does it change and all of this, it's different for everybody. It's your unique prescription. The plant medicine knows you specifically. It doesn't matter what somebody else's experience is. It's your experience, right? This is the truth. Trust in the process. If you want to transform and grow and evolve, trust in the process. Hey, Erica, and the correct course of action will reveal itself. This plant is infallible. It doesn't make mistakes. So join in. Don't worry. Drink. Don't think, and then allow the process, right? And if it's fear that you have, let the fear be there. Don't bypass it. Go with it. Allow it. See what it has to teach you. That's the biggest question we need to answer, right? All of the questions about, I'm looking back at what's going on, here, crying and all of that is, and getting pissed. This is all great stuff. Don't bypass it. Stay with it. Stay with it, because inside of it, inside of what you're feeling is the fuel for your next stage of evolution, right? So don't bypass your feeling. Don't try and get out of it. A lot of times people are in ceremony and they're feeling nauseous and they want to get rid of the nausea. Don't try and get rid of it. Ask what it's trying to teach you. Get interested in it. Don't try and get rid of it. Get curious about it and watch it dissipate. Once you turn the light of awareness on it with love, right? Oh, what do you have to teach me, nausea? Right? One of my favorite examples was, we had a thought leader here, Giovanni Bartolomeo, who I love and is a great man. He had nausea, and he asked the nausea, thank you, Gord, I appreciate your comments. Isaac, great to see you, brother. He said, I had this nausea and I asked what it was, and it said it was resentment. It was resentment for things that he thought he had forgiven a long time ago. So once he realized it was resentment, he was like, okay, I'm ready to purge. And then he heard, wait, let it scrape all that out, right? So he held on to it a little bit longer, right? And got all of that resentment scraped out and then purged it. What a powerful example of asking the question, getting curious about it, and then let it speak to you in ways that you will understand. And this process is the process that we should enact in all aspects of our lives. If I got a pain in my shoulder, what is it here for? Ask it. What is that pain for? If I'm starting to get sick, I think it's sick, it looks like a cold, guess what? That's probably an upgrade to your immune system. Don't name it influenza. Ask it, what's it here for? Oh, maybe you'll get a different answer, right? Don't preload it. Right? So the same thing we're doing with, thank you, Neil, for your beautiful comment. Hi, Jill. Thank you so much. I love that comment. God bless you. So this is a lesson for life that I love, that I've recently learned, is ask, get curious. Don't, because my instant reaction is, I don't feel good, I want to get rid of it. I got a headache, I'm going to take a pill. I'm tired, I want to lay down. But maybe it's not what I think it is. So ask it and then love it. Get curious about it and love it and welcome it, right? Eat it up, because there's only one thing happening. So it's not separate from you. That fear isn't separate from you. But if you get curious about it, it will enter you and become part of you and transform itself into the most powerful support tool you've ever known. Because once you overcome that fear, as Roosevelt said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. That's all it is. So we take that fear, we get curious about it. What does it have to teach us? We turn it from fear to excitement, and then we transform excitement into enthusiasm, because when we're enthusiastic, in theos, from the Greek, in theos is one with God, one with the source of all of life. So that's our talk today. Transformation, evolution, and growth. We're moving beyond our current formation. We are increasing, expanding, developing, proliferating, and we are going through a dramatic and thorough change in our form and appearance in every aspect of our lives. That's to the energy of today, and that is what we're up to, all of us together. I love it. I love it. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to speak with you today. I'm grateful that you're tuning in and listening. I'm grateful for Rythmia. I'm grateful for all the beautiful people that are here right now, willing to go through transformation, willing to get curious about what it is that's been blocking them in their lives. I'm grateful for all the people that have come before, who have already been here, because your residual energy is here and you're helping the people, you're serving the people that are here, and the people that are here are welcoming all of you out there that are wanting to come, because it's yours. It's yours to come. This transformation is yours, and they're holding the space for you. Don't worry about the how. Let the how be the wow, and just set your intention. Set an intention about what you want, a clear intention. I want to go to Rythmia, and then feel that intention, feel with an elevated emotion what it would be like if you found in some unexpected way a trip to Rythmia, right? How would you feel? I'd feel grateful. I'd feel in awe. I'd feel in love with life. I'd feel enthusiastic. I'd feel like everything was working together for my good. I'd feel so happy. I'd feel so excited. I'd feel elated, right? And then really feel that. So here's what I want you to do. If you want to come to Rythmia and you are, hey everybody, I love it. I want to say hi to you all. Thank you, Miku. Thank you. If you want to come to Rythmia, you just set a clear intention and then think of it as already done, right? Gratitude is the attitude of it's already done, because you can't be grateful for something that you haven't got yet, right? So when the master teacher says pray as if your prayers have already been answered, I want you to set that intention to come to Rythmia as if your prayers have already been answered, and then feel it in your bones, that gratitude. I'm so grateful. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Think about how you'd feel getting on the plane. You're packing, you're telling all your friends, I'm going to Rythmia, I can't wait, right? Feel that and watch how the universe organizes something amazing beyond your current formation, transformational, and something that will help you evolve and grow, designed specifically for you, delivered in a way that you couldn't have imagined because it's beyond your current formation, right? That's what we're talking about. Marry a clear intention. I want to go to Rythmia with the elevated emotion, how you would feel once it's already done. Feel it, feel that excitement. How would it taste? How does it smell? All of it. And then watch how miracles unfold in your life, because nothing is being withheld from you. All right. I think I've gone over. So I'm just going to say peace and richest blessings. I'm going to say a blessing to each of you, knowing that right now, right where you are, in such gratitude for this moment, that everything is working together for your good, because there's only one power, one source, one life, one intelligence, one beauty, one wisdom, one incredible excellence, and it is the excellence of the divine, and I'm one with it and you're one with it. We can't be separate from it, for there's no way to separate the creation from the creator. And I sure as hell did not create myself. I was created from something that, and everything that I was created from, I'm one with, and I contain all the qualities of it, and so do you. All the power, all the love, all the abundance of all manner, all the peace, all the joy, all the wisdom, all the intelligence, all the beauty, all of it, all the love. It's yours. It's yours. You are it. You're the thing itself. I am that which thou art, and thou art that which I am. So I'm standing in this deep recognition and realization that each one listening to the sound of my voice right now is one with the divine, and transmuting and transforming and evolving and growing in every way. Every aspect of their lives is increasing abundance of all manner, peace of mind, health of body, and all material needs met. Every material need met, that for the best and highest transformation of your lives, without any of those things becoming the object of our existence. For the object of our existence is oneness with God, oneness with the divine. This is the truth that I'm knowing, that all things are working together for your good, leading each one to an ever-increasing good, to a ever-widening field of awareness, for the only thing that stops us is thought itself. Open our minds so that we can see beyond what the eyes can see. We can see the invisible. We can hear the inaudible. We can do the impossible. Thank you, Reverend Michael, for that phrase. And I am just knowing that this is the divine birthright of each of us. By right of consciousness, we each deserve the very best, and it's yours. I'm so grateful to speak this word. I'm so grateful to know this truth. I'm grateful for the teachers. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak. I'm grateful for you listening. And I know that it's done. I rejoice in its completion. I give thanks in its fulfillment. And I say, and so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Aho. Atep. Hallelujah. Woo! I like doing this. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next week. All right. Keep walking the path.